Breaking now at 11, 16 people confirmed dead in the California wildfires as new evacuations are ordered. Tonight, new fears the massive fires will only continue to grow.
Amidst raging wildfires and suffocating smoke, even stars like Mark Hamill may have narrowly escaped, leaving their opulent homes in ruins. But what of those less fortunate, desperate to escape, their cries drowned by the crackling chaos? Once icons who captivated millions, their stories now etched in the ashes of tragedy. These aren't scenes from a movie. This was their reality. Once icons of joy and inspiration, now immortalized as tragic symbols of fate's cruelty. Dallas Curry, once a dazzling star of Hollywood's golden age, is now remembered not for her roles that captivated audiences, but for the tragic way she passed amidst the unrelenting Eaton fire. At 95 years old, Dallas took her final breath in her Altadena home, which was consumed by the wildfire, taking not only her life but the legacy of brilliance she had crafted over decades. On January 7th of death, the infamous Santa Ana winds swept across Southern California, carrying heat and embers that ignited wildfires across the region. Among them, the Eaton fire grew into a destructive force, claiming hundreds of homes, leaving countless lives shattered, and igniting an immense loss. Dallas had spent the later years of her life in peace with her family and her home, never expecting that very home to become the site of her tragic end. Her granddaughter, Dallas Kelly, recalled how Dallas refused to leave her sanctuary. Mama D always believed her house was the safest place, Kelly tearfully shared. She'd survived so much, and she believed fire could never take her home away. However, as the fire approached, Dallas's family made multiple attempts to reach her, but the fire blocked all routes to Altadena. In a desperate search, Kelly and her family visited evacuation centers, calling Dallas's name, but no one knew where she was. With the fire spreading and temperatures rising, hope began to fade, and their worst fears seemed imminent. On January 12th, after 5 agonizing days of searching, the news came. Firefighters confirmed that Dallas's remains had been found in the ruins of her home. Kelly and her family were escorted to the site for identification, a moment Kelly described as beyond words. The house was reduced to ashes, Kelly said, her voice trembling. The only thing left was her blue Cadillac. What remained was a haunting reminder of the life Dallas had lived. A legacy of triumph, hardship, and Hollywood brilliance now reduced to charred wood and collapsed walls. Her death symbolizes an irreplaceable void left by the wildfire tragedy. But Dallas Curry's passing is more than just the loss of a star. It's a wake-up call. It highlights the importance of disaster preparedness and our growing vulnerability to the catastrophic consequences of climate change. We begged for faster action, but nothing came in time to save my grandmother, Kelly said, her grief tinged with anger. This wasn't just a natural disaster, it's the result of neglect and our failure to respect nature's power. Though Dallas Curry has passed, her legacy lives on in the hearts of her family. They are planning a special memorial to honor not just the icon, but the heart and soul of their family. Mama D wasn't just a Hollywood legend, Kelly said. She was the heart of our family, guiding us through the toughest times. The tragic loss of Dallas Curry is a poignant reminder that we must improve disaster response and tackle the root causes of climate change. Wildfires are no longer just natural occurrences, they are consequences of systemic neglect. When I look at the ashes of my grandmother's house, Kelly shared, I don't just see loss, I see a wake-up call. We need to do better to protect what we love. Dallas Curry's life was one of great meaning and inspiration. Her passing is a profound loss, but it also drives us to push for change and to protect what is most precious. We must honor her memory by learning from the past and preparing for a safer future. If you want to explore the journey with me, please leave number 1 and watch this video until the end. Interesting things are waiting for you in the video. Rory Sykes represents a story of unimaginable resilience and triumph over adversity. Born with blindness and cerebral palsy, Rory overcame countless challenges in life, becoming an inspiration to all who knew him. But on a fateful day, he became a casualty of a catastrophic wildfire in the Palisades area of Southern California, an event that left those who cherished him in shock and heartbreak. Despite battling severe hardships his entire life, Rory found himself unable to escape the relentless power of nature. His mother, Shelley Sykes, recalled the final moments with her son as the wildfire approached. Shelley urged Rory to leave the house and move to safety, but he remained resolute. "This is where all our family memories are. I can't leave it behind," Rory told her, his calm words reflecting a deep love for the home he had built with his mother. As the fire raged closer, Shelley rushed to the nearest fire station, placing her 2 beloved peacocks in her car. But when she arrived, the firefighters delivered the heartbreaking news. Rory was gone, and the house had been consumed by the flames. Shelley could hardly believe it. Her son, who had faced so many battles in life, was now lost forever. Returning to the site of their home, Shelley was met with nothing but ruins. The cherished photos, keepsakes, and memories they had shared together were all destroyed in the fiery path of the wildfire. Everything they had built over the years was reduced to rubble. Yet, despite her profound grief, Shelley stood tall with unwavering resolve. "I will rebuild this house. I'll make it better and more beautiful so that Rory can rest in peace," she declared. The loss was irreplaceable, but Shelley did not let her hope slip away. She made the decision to continue living, determined to honor Rory's life with a special memorial space. In her heart, and in the hearts of those who loved him, Rory would always be alive. Every action Shelley took would be to celebrate the courage, strength, and inspiration Rory had shared throughout his life. Rory Sykes was a man of extraordinary resilience. Born into a world with significant challenges, his journey was one of continuous battles against blindness, cerebral palsy, and the relentless obstacles life placed before him. Yet he triumphed over these challenges, showing the world what it means to live with unwavering strength. Rory's story was not only one of personal struggle, but also of great achievement, as he founded Happy Charity alongside his mother, a nonprofit aimed at supporting those in need. Using his influence, Rory brought positivity to his community, and his legacy of kindness continues to inspire. Though Rory's life ended tragically in the Palisades wildfire, his story remains a testament to the power of the human spirit. The fire that ravaged his home was an uncontrollable force of nature, erasing years of memories, but it could never erase the courage Rory displayed throughout his life. His legacy lives on, reminding us all of the unpredictability of life and the fragile balance between human resolve and nature's overwhelming power. Rory Sykes' journey may have ended in the flames, but his spirit, his charity, and the lives he touched remain a beacon of hope and inspiration. His final chapter may have been written by nature's fury, but it will forever be remembered as one of courage, perseverance, and unwavering love. Eugene Levy, the beloved star of Schitt's Creek, will never forget the moment a raging wildfire erupted in Pacific Palisades, transforming one of Los Angeles's most prestigious neighborhoods into a desolate wasteland. Levy's $3.9 million home was completely consumed by the flames, but thankfully, he and his family narrowly escaped unharmed. Levy recalled waking up that fateful morning, basking in the soft sunlight filtering through the curtains, blissfully unaware that his life was about to be forever altered. "I still remember the aroma of morning coffee and the chirping birds in the yard," he shared with the Los Angeles Times. No one could have imagined that such a devastating disaster would strike so suddenly. As the wildfire spread rapidly, driven by the fierce Santa Ana winds, Levy vividly recalled receiving a frantic call from a neighbor. "We have to leave immediately. The fire is getting close." He and his family quickly gathered essential belongings, but as they stepped outside, they were met with a sky choked by dense black smoke. The once tranquil, tree-lined streets of Pacific Palisades were now engulfed in chaos. "Nothing could have prepared me for that scene," Levy said. The sky was no longer the sky. It was nothing but smoke and ash. The acrid smell of burning overpowered everything, and I couldn't see more than a few meters ahead. In a desperate bid to escape, the family piled into their car, only to discover the roads leading out of the neighborhood were clogged with panic-stricken drivers. "We were stuck in a gridlock that stretched for kilometers," Levy explained. Everyone was desperately trying to escape the advancing inferno. The thick smoke made it nearly impossible to navigate, obscuring not only visibility but the very routes to safety. We had no idea if we would make it out in time. I looked at my wife and kids. They were trying to stay calm, but their eyes were filled with fear. I felt utterly powerless, Levy admitted. One of the most harrowing moments came when Levy saw a car ahead of them stall in the middle of the jam. The driver, overwhelmed by panic, abandoned the vehicle and fled on foot, Levy said. At that moment, I thought, what if our car breaks down too? We'd have no chance. As the flames crept closer, trees along the roadside ignited, and the intense heat caused the windshield of Levy's car to feel as if it might crack. "I thought this was the end," he confessed. "I even prepared myself mentally for that possibility." But just as despair set in, a glimmer of hope appeared. Police and fire crews arrived on the scene, guiding vehicles to an emergency escape route. "I have never felt more grateful than when I saw the flashing lights of the fire engines," Levy said, his voice filled with emotion. "When we finally turned onto the escape route, I let out a deep sigh of relief. For the first time in hours, I felt there was a real chance for my family and me to survive." After escaping the danger zone, Levy and his family were evacuated to a temporary shelter. It was there that he received the heartbreaking news: their home had been completely destroyed. "We lost everything. Every memory, every heirloom, all of it gone," Levy shared in anguish. Despite the immense loss, Levy felt a deep sense of gratitude that his family was safe. "A house can be rebuilt, but life is the most precious thing," he said. "I thank heaven that we made it out alive." Currently, Levy and his family are staying with friends while they plan to rebuild. He has also become actively involved in community relief efforts, providing financial support and resources to families who were less fortunate. "So many people lost loved ones in this fire. I cannot imagine their pain. We need to support each other to get through this difficult time," Levy urged. Eugene Levy believes this experience serves as a vital reminder of life's fragility. "We often think that disasters only happen to others, but this tragedy has shown me that no one is immune to nature's power," he reflected. In the face of profound loss, Levy's story is a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the importance of coming together in times of unimaginable crisis. Mark Hamill, the legendary star of Star Wars, recently endured a terrifying ordeal when he was forced to evacuate his Malibu home as relentless wildfires swept across Los Angeles. Reflecting on the harrowing experience, Hamill shared his thoughts on Instagram, describing the scene as the most horrifying wildfire I've witnessed since 1993. That evening, Mark was at home with his family when an emergency alert sounded, ordering immediate evacuation. In a matter of minutes, he, his wife, children, and their beloved pets hastily gathered their essentials. "We only had time to take the most important things: documents, a few cherished photos, and our dog," he recounted. As they drove away from Malibu, Mark navigated through thick smoke and flames that were just meters away, describing the moment as feeling like a scene from an apocalyptic movie, but with no script or special effects to soften the reality. The Pacific Coast Highway, usually known for its stunning coastal views, had transformed into a nightmare. Fierce winds scattered embers, sparking smaller fires along the way. Mark recalled moments when he had to stop and assess whether the road ahead was safe. Every second brought a new fear that we might not make it out in time, his wife Malibu shared, clutching their dog tightly in the passenger seat and anxiously refreshing her phone for updates from firefighters. For Mark, this fire was a grim reminder of a similar disaster in 1993, when Malibu was also engulfed in flames. Back then, I was younger, with no family to worry about. But this time, the responsibility of protecting my loved ones made it far more overwhelming, he admitted. Having called Malibu home for many years, a serene retreat from Hollywood's chaos, Mark was devastated to see his sanctuary threatened. The places I cherished, the roads I loved driving through are now scarred. "I can't fathom how long it will take for everything to recover," he said, his heart heavy. Despite the devastation, Mark found solace in the bravery of firefighters and first responders. They are the true heroes. While we fled the fire, they charged into it, determined to save what they could, he expressed with profound gratitude. Once in a safe location, Mark used social media to urge support for relief organizations and families impacted by the fire. "I know how fortunate I am to be here, able to tell this story, but not everyone is as lucky. Let's help them," he appealed. Mark's experience also highlighted the growing dangers of climate change. "I'm no scientist, but I can see that these wildfires are happening more frequently. We need to act before it's too late," he emphasized. His escape from the flames will remain etched in his memory, not just as a harrowing challenge he overcame, but as a poignant reminder of humanity's fragility in the face of nature's power. "I don't know what the future holds, but I believe we can face it together. Let's turn these tragedies into a call to protect the world we love," Mark concluded. As Los Angeles faces some of the most devastating wildfires in its history, Mark Hamill's story serves as a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the urgent need to address the growing impact of climate change. Steve Guttenberg, beloved for his iconic role in the Police Academy series, emerged as an unexpected hero amidst the chaos of a devastating wildfire. Not only did he fight to escape the flames, but he also risked his own safety to assist others in their time of need. That fateful night, an urgent alert informed Steve that an uncontrollable wildfire was rapidly approaching his neighborhood on Palisades Drive, a crucial evacuation route connecting Pacific Palisades to safety. As thousands of residents poured onto the road, it quickly became jammed with vehicles, causing severe gridlock. Steve, after packing his essentials, left his home. But as he saw the mounting turmoil on the road, he realized his escape was no longer the priority. "I had friends stuck on Palisades Drive. They couldn't move because the road was completely jammed," Steve shared during a live broadcast on social media. Instead of focusing solely on his own survival, Steve sprang into action. He urged people to leave their car keys in their vehicles if they had to abandon them, saying, "If you must leave your car, leave the keys behind. People like me can move your car to clear the way for fire trucks. This is crucial." Steve then walked along Palisades Drive, heading into the smoke-filled area illuminated by an ominous red glow. Working tirelessly to clear abandoned cars, he recalled, "There were moments when I couldn't see anything because the smoke was so thick, but I knew I had to keep going. Every minute could save lives." In those perilous moments, Steve became more than just a survivor. He was a guide, helping others find their way to safety. "Forget about personal belongings, save yourselves and help those around you," he urged. His selfless actions inspired others to join him, creating a ripple effect of mutual aid in the community. Strangers set aside their fears to assist in clearing evacuation routes, and the sight of people uniting in such a crisis left an indelible impression. Once out of harm's way, Steve continued his efforts, using his platform to rally support for relief initiatives. Think of each other. Help one another get through this. This isn't just a wildfire, it's a reminder of the power of human connection, he emphasized. He also expressed profound admiration for the firefighters battling the blaze. They are the real heroes. Without them, we wouldn't have made it out, Steve said. Steve Guttenberg's story is not just one of dramatic escape, but a powerful testament to courage and compassion in the face of adversity. While many prioritized their own safety, Steve confronted the flames to save others. The memory of that night will remain vivid for Steve and those who witnessed his bravery. Let's not allow this tragedy to be just a painful memory. Let's use it as motivation to build a better future together, he urged. His actions are a stark reminder of the importance of solidarity in the darkest of times. In the fiery chaos of Pacific Palisades, Steve Guttenberg became a beacon of hope and humanity, inspiring others to rise above fear and help one another when it mattered most. James Woods, the Oscar-nominated actor, faced one of the most perilous moments of his life when a wildfire spread to his neighborhood. Forced to evacuate in the dead of night, he experienced firsthand the harsh realities of survival. What followed was a harrowing journey marked by danger, preparation, and a sobering reflection on the urgent need for change in wildfire management. In preparation for the threat of fire, Woods had gone to great lengths to safeguard his home. On his social media account, he shared, "We cleared all the brush, constructed escape routes on the hillside, and even installed a remote-controlled sprinkler system. I hoped these efforts would prove helpful." Despite adhering to local fire safety regulations, the wildfire defied all precautions, advancing menacingly and consuming everything in its path. Woods and his family had no choice but to evacuate immediately. In the darkness, thick black smoke enveloped the area, making driving hazardous. Flames danced along the roadside, closing in like a relentless force. We didn't have much time. I could see the massive flames, and it felt as if they were chasing our car, Woods recounted. On the highway leading out of the danger zone, he encountered long traffic jams as thousands of others tried to flee. As he navigated this nightmare, Woods kept his social media followers updated on the situation, sharing images of the encroaching flames and urging people to evacuate immediately. "Don't take any risks by staying. Leave while you still can," he wrote, his words resonating with urgency. Not one to shy away from expressing his views, Woods also addressed political and environmental issues surrounding the fire. When criticized for his skepticism about climate change, he firmly responded, stating, "This isn't a climate issue, it's a management issue." He revealed that a major insurance company had canceled all policies in his area just months before the fire. "We did everything to protect our home, but the larger system abandoned us in our most critical hour," he added with deep bitterness. As the fire spread at a terrifying pace, fueled by winds reaching up to 100 mph, Woods and his family managed to escape the danger zone. Yet, the fear for his neighbors who were still trapped lingered. "I know many families haven't managed to leave yet. Every minute spent there is a gamble with their lives," he shared. After escaping the disaster, Woods continued to use his platform to raise awareness about the severity of California's wildfires. He didn't hesitate to voice his concerns about what he believed to be the root causes of the catastrophe. "We need to change how we manage forests and water resources. This isn't the first time, and it certainly won't be the last," he asserted. Although his remarks sparked debates, there's no denying that James Woods faced the wildfire with determination and remarkable adaptability. From thorough preparation and timely updates to leading his family out of danger, he exemplified resilience in the face of adversity. As the flames subsided, the lessons from that harrowing night continued to haunt Woods and all who witnessed the event. It was more than just a wildfire. It was a sobering reminder of humanity's fragility in the face of nature's power and the urgent need for change. "We must act before it's too late," Woods emphasized. underscoring the critical need for a more effective and sustainable approach to wildfire management. Amid the pain and loss endured by many residents, James Woods' experience serves as a poignant reflection of the struggle to balance human life and nature's overwhelming force. The devastating wildfires that ravaged California not only ignited fierce debates about climate change and natural disaster preparedness, but also brought to light stark societal inequities. Celebrities like Kim Kardashian, Sylvester Stallone, and Kevin Hart were thrust into the spotlight, facing intense criticism for their actions during the crisis, with their lavish lifestyles and resource consumption serving as a poignant contrast to the struggles faced by ordinary residents. Kim Kardashian, renowned for her wealth and opulent lifestyle, came under fire after it was revealed that she had exceeded California's water usage limits by a staggering 232,000 gallons. Living in a $60 million mansion in the Oaks, a luxury gated community near wildfire hotspots, Kardashian violated the state's strict conservation regulations. Despite installing water-saving devices, her actions highlighted a troubling reality. The wealthy could afford to pay fines for wasting precious resources, while working-class residents, with no such luxury, struggled to conserve water in the face of severe droughts. Similarly, Sylvester Stallone, another celebrity with access to considerable wealth, faced backlash for excessive water consumption in his luxury neighborhood. While ordinary citizens were restricted from watering their plants, Stallone's disregard for conservation regulations resulted in hefty fines. Yet, as the wildfires approached, Stallone's situation shifted. His home, along with countless others, was at risk of being engulfed by the flames, rendering him powerless to stop the disaster. The firestorm that threatened his property was a stark reminder that even the wealthiest individuals were not immune to nature's fury. For all his resources, Stallone found himself vulnerable, just like his less affluent neighbors. Kevin Hart, known for his comedic success and influence, also faced accusations of water wastage during California's drought crisis. Though his actions initially drew criticism, Hart quickly acknowledged the importance of resource conservation, installing water-saving systems in his home and participating in campaigns to protect natural resources. While Hart wasn't directly impacted by the wildfire, his emotional burden was palpable. Watching his community suffer, Hart took to his platform, rallying support and aid for those in need. His willingness to use his influence for good demonstrated a sense of responsibility and compassion, showing that even those not directly affected could still play a crucial role in supporting their community. While these celebrities faced criticism for their resource use during a time of crisis, their stories also highlighted a broader societal issue: the ability of the wealthy to protect themselves and their assets from natural disasters. Celebrities like Stallone, Kardashian, and Hart can afford private firefighting services, ensuring their homes are shielded from the flames. Ordinary citizens, however, despite adhering to water conservation laws, lack such resources and are left vulnerable. They can only hope to evacuate in time or face the tragic loss of everything they've worked for. This disparity in disaster response has exposed the deep divide between the affluent and the underprivileged. While the rich have access to superior measures to safeguard their homes, the less fortunate are left to fight for their survival with minimal protection. The reality of this inequity was made painfully clear as the wildfires ravaged communities, leaving those without financial means to secure private firefighting services at the mercy of the blaze. In the aftermath of the fires, what remains is not just the devastation of homes and material possessions, but the overwhelming sense of helplessness. The realization that even with all their wealth and influence, the most privileged we're powerless against the raw force of nature is a painful truth. As the flames subside and the survivors begin to rebuild, they are left with the daunting task of facing a new reality, one filled with challenges they never anticipated, where the power of nature has reshaped their lives forever. This tragedy, while devastating, serves as a stark reminder of the urgency to address the systemic issues that perpetuate inequality. Whether through resource conservation, better disaster preparedness, or more equitable access to protection and safety, the time for change is now. The survivors of this catastrophe must not only rebuild their homes, but also work toward a future where such disparities no longer define who is safe and who is left behind in the face of nature's wrath.